Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. And this one's a bit painful. All right, so I have already mentioned in previous album reviews my absolute dislike. Sorry, I'm prepping my notes as I go here. My absolute dislike for No Doubt. Um, And as I was going through looking for albums to kind of just fill out what I needed to fill out with pre planning ahead, I came across this one, and it really should have been in with those 10 albums I did that I really didn't want to do before, and it made this cut instead. Uh, No Doubt Rock Steady. Okay, so I'm just gonna go into this because I kind of diatribe a couple times in my notes as I go. The song opens up. It's got intro. It's an intro. Doesn't do anything. That goes into hella good. As soon as the drums kick in, they start going. I'm like, let's beat it. I was singing and playing it in my head over top of the drum beat. Yeah, it's just it's the way the drums are playing. They're playing just right. Musically, I have to admit that the song is a bit interesting, but this is where I'm going to state that I think Gwen Stefani is overrated, generic pop garbage. Yes, she predates Britney Spears and everybody I like to refer to as Pop Tarts. But Britney does the whisper singing thing so much better in this particular case. And I really don't like whisper singing. Sometimes it can be nice, sometimes it works. Britney does it on one or two songs where I really enjoy it, and outside of that, no thanks. And when Gwen's doing it, she kind of reminds me of a Madonna ripoff, but not as raw and real as Madonna when Madonna does it, kind of thing. Those are the two female vocalists I gotta go with on this one for pop wise. I'm gonna get into this a little bit later on, but in the overall spectrum, actually, I think the most comparable female vocalist I've ever heard to Gwen Stefani is actually Biff Naked. But once again, I'm gonna come back around to that. One thing I really have against Gwen Stefani and No Doubt in general is I really feel that Gwen Stefani pushes her sexuality a lot. I mean, she's never wearing a diamond see-through dress like Britney does there, but in the Toxic video. But when you watch her videos, the way she's always got her midriff showing, she basically only has the top button done up half the time on her shirts or whatnot, and her pants are hanging down, her underwear is hanging out, and she's kind of trying to look like a street boy. It really does feel like she's kind of trying to push a sexuality that she doesn't have, and she doesn't know how to do it properly. Like, I don't find when she's doing the heavy breathing in this song, doing the it really feels so forced. So forced. Like she's really trying to push the sexuality she really doesn't have. Hi, I'm in the middle of editing this, and I hate doing these punch-ins, but I gotta do a punch-in here. I don't want anybody thinking that I am ripping on Gwen Stefani for her body type. And if you want evidence of that, go back, watch my reviews about Biff Naked. Go back, watch my reviews, The Pretty Reckless, where I talk about Taylor Momsen. It has nothing to do with Gwen Stefani being a thin, straight girl, where I make the comment about her lack of sexuality. Liz Hurley, if you want to go just with actresses, so it's not even like a blonde thing or whatever. What I'm trying to get at here is it's Gwen Stefani herself. There is nothing about Gwen Stefani I find sexual in any way, shape, or form. And the other reason why I have to bring this up for anybody who's going, "Are you misogynist?" Because that might actually happen. Anybody that actually wants to go that way, one, I didn't present myself that way in those videos. You watch the video for underneath it all, okay? It's going for this whole pure, sweet, but still sexualized Gwen Stefani, and it never worked for me. I never in any way found what they do in that video appealing. And you could take, well, not Biff, but you could take Liz Hurley, you could put Taylor Momsen in that exact same video. I guarantee both of them infinitely, just by them switching out the person, putting them in there, it would look just a million times better. Biff, the reason why I do that is I don't like when they make Biff look pretty princess. Biff is Biff, man. You gotta Biff is awesome, man. Biff is badass. Biff is badass, but soft in the right way. I dig Biff. Okay, so yeah, that's enough of this. Back to the video. Then we get into Hey Baby. This should have just been a solo Gwen Stefani song. It really just, compared to other No Doubt songs, it really just doesn't feel like a No Doubt song. And it's just more of that kind of forced sexuality from her. Really kind of has an electronic vibe. This album really has a lot of electronic sampling, computer generated kind of vibe, which really surprises me. In some cases it works. A lot of cases it kind of turns me off. This song is one of the ones where it really turns me off. And the song runs about a minute too long. Then we're into Making Out. This one, now coming back to Biff Naked, this one actually reminds me of Biff Naked. It's the first song on the album I actually don't mind. It's a little bit disco for me, but that's also what gives it its charm. And I can't believe I just said that. This is one of those ones where I've previously referred to other songs this way. It's a good roller skating song. I definitely, this one, if I were DJing at a roller rink, I'd throw this one on. It's a good song. It works for that. Then we get to one of the two songs I absolutely detest due to overplaying, and that is Underneath It All. This song was just overplayed an unreal amount, and it is white people reggae, and I hate white people reggae. Or ska. Oh my god. I shouldn't say white people ska. That's not right. But like that white frat boy ska. I've talked about this in previous reviews as well. And this is. I'll come back around to when I say white people things. Yes, I know the basis is not white. Okay, let's be clear. Okay, but it feels annoying and lifeless, and I think it's honestly her voice that really gives it that annoying lifelessness. I really would love to get my hands on the master tapes for this. Take Gwen's voice out and put a different vocalist in, maybe, change the mixes a little bit, change the levels a little bit, stuff like that, give it a little more life, I think. And I think it would make the album infinitely better. Okay, so then we're on to Detective. If I were into electric pop, I'd enjoy this song a bit more. It's got some personality. Sounds to me kind of like it would belong on like a TLC or a Destiny's Child album almost, the way the vocals are done with the multi-layering and stuff like that. Like it's produced in a way where it's really not replicatable live as far as I'm concerned, but it's a good album cover, it's not bad. Then we get into Don't Let Me Down. This song would have been great if it had been released in the 80s. It kind of reminds me of the Go-Go's if they had hooked up with the Buggles. And if I say that, you're like, what? Is the band that did Video Killed the Radio Star. Biggest complaint is it runs about 30 seconds too long. It fades out at the end. If they had started that fade out about 30 seconds earlier, so it ended about 30 seconds earlier, it would have been perfect. Then we're on to Start the Fire. All right, this one was bloody painful to get through. The music is dry and passionless. Gwen really tries to emote the best that she can. Um, this song is a perfect example of when I talk about singing like a white woman versus singing like a black woman, which I talked about when I did the Brandy review. I complained that they had Brandy singing like she was a white woman. This song musically can kind of be compared to Christina Aguilera's Can't Hold Us Down. And when you listen to the vocal delivery, you can really hear the difference in what I'm talking to. Christina Aguilera is a white woman. I know she's Latino, but Latinx, Latina, sorry, whatever. Okay, Christina Aguilera is a woman that really sounds like a black woman without actually being a black woman. And you can hear her in her deliveries, and it sounds magnificent. She's got a strong voice. It's powerful. It's always got just the right amount of dirt on it. Just put a little stink on it, a little dirt on it, get a little raw, get a little pure. Makes it just a little more badass. Whereas Gwen always sounds like a delicate flower hiding behind her boyfriend while talking smack. That's kind of where I go with this one. And this one really kind of pushes that forward. It just really kind of unnerves me. This one is the description of everything I hate about white girl vocals. If I'm going to do one cut in, I'm going to do another one. Okay, on this subject as well, the white girl, black girl vocals, I am talking about specifically within the realm of this kind of pop genre that was going on at the time. Okay, so I do a lot of these comparisons because this is what heavily dominated the radio, the music landscape of pop music at the time. So like you can definitely hear different sides from different sides. Anyways, I know it always sounds horrible. It sounds kind of racist, but it's honest. And I'm just trying to be as honest as possible. This does not include when you're talking about getting into hard rock, when you're talking about getting into heavy metal. You don't have the black girl, white girl discussion when it comes to talking about Hailstorm. You equally compare Lizzie Hale to like just other vocalists, Tina Turner being one of them, because Tina Turner had one of the greatest rock female vocalists of all time. Like Tina Turner is the epitome of what is the great female rock vocalist starting at the beginning of rock and roll kind of thing, man. That woman's voice is just cherry beautiful. And there are other ones out there that have this cherry beautiful kind of voice in that way. So I'm only talking in pop. All right, go back to the edit or the video. Sorry. Okay, then we get into running. I feel that this song may have inspired the group Lights. It really has that kind of vibe. That definitely, yeah, that's it. Then we're into In My Head. This one is kind of interesting. It actually reminds me of formerly Warmer off Alice Cooper's Dada album. Yes, I just said it reminds me of an Alice Cooper song. I just wish it wasn't Gwen singing it. I'm really hating her voice at this point on the album. I mean, I am hating it. And it's getting to the point where, like, sometimes she likes to go for those high notes where she pushes and she tries to get a little more oof with her voice, getting it out from the diaphragm. Sounds like she's about to squeak and break the whole way through, and it drives me up the wall. And the whispering in her voice, there's no redeeming quality, like there's nothing to her voice. It's just, at this point, I've had it with her voice. And this song, once again, you take her out, you put another vocalist in, this song could be really good. Platinum Blonde Life. This was actually, after everything I just said, this was actually okay with the vocals. I don't mind her vocals on this song. I don't hate it. I still think a better vocalist could be put on there. Give this one to either Biff or give it to Liz Hale. Hailstorm do a cover of this one, or Biff Naked do a cover of this one. I think it would be really damn good. Just keep the hell away from it, man. Keep going off this stuff. I just really I do not like her as a vocalist. I don't understand why people do. Waiting Room is up next, which musically is interesting, kind of, sort of, But for the most part, I just kind of, oh God, no, just no, and want to skip it and get out. Then we're at Rocksteady, and I'm Nope again, and I'm done with this album. And thankfully, at this point, the album is done, and I don't have to go on with it anymore. And I really never liked No Doubt, and it is definitely Gwen Stefani's fault. I don't like No Doubt without it. Beyond belief, it is Gwen Stefani's fault. I do not like No Doubt. I don't like Gwen Stefani as a vocalist. I don't like her solo stuff. I don't like her stuff, the band, any of it. I don't understand why people are into her. I mean, if I got to choose between her or Celine Dion, I'm going with Celine Dion. Okay, all right. And I already trashed on Celine pretty good too. All right, folks, I'm done. That's it. Comment section. That's what that is for. Please let me know what you think. There's a like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications, link to Patreon. Peace, love, take care.